When floating the Deschutes River became legal in 2005, a number of safety issues began to become quite evident.
With the advent of the changes that Bend went through, changing from a mill town to becoming more of a destination town, more people accessed the river, and it was found through events that occurred on the site, but also through an evaluation of the Deschutes River, that there were several impediments, but also safety issues.
The Colorado Avenue Dam, constructed of timber and riprap and later reinforced with steel beams jetting into the river, was identified as a major safety concern for floaters on the Deschutes River.
What they found out was over time that the dam was failing. Sometime back in the early 80s, they had gone in and stacked boulders against the original sheet pile dam to help keep it from going away. For all intents and purposes, the water was forcing underneath the sheets and pushing the sheets up. So it was reinforced with steel, as well as the road bridge that had been built over it was reinforced. Additional members were added downstream to back brace against the dam. It was connected to the sheet pile dam at some point, probably at about that time in the 80s. What you faced as a floater coming down the river, if you failed to take out in portage, you went underneath the new Colorado Road Bridge and you intercepted this dam. If you were unlucky enough to get forced into the main channel, you were going to go through about a 2-foot gap in the sheet pile dam where the flashboards had been removed, that spilled out into a rock pile underneath of a set of I-beams that were braced and back supported for this bridge. And there was really no way out of it. You were going to get hung up.
Unfortunately, the site of at least one fatality, but it was also the focus of basically a search and rescue event. One search and rescue response a month during the summer. We estimate that approximately twice the population of Bend were floating the Deschutes River previous to the Bend Whitewater Park. So that would be approximately 160,000 people a summer. So it was a big safety issue, especially from the district's perspective.
Due to the popularity of this river, this issue was only going to get worse. Having identified the Colorado Avenue Dam as the most critical area to address along the Bend Paddle Trail, Bend Park and Recreation began to develop a design.
This project, as part of the bond project in 2012, was passed by the voters and initiated, to do a couple things. First of all, to create safe passage for people up and down the river. Secondly, to create safe fish passage for upstream migrating fish. And, thirdly, create habitat area and whatnot. The fourth dimension to that, which came on board, was a whitewater play area that, there was adequate drop in the river to create this effect.
The Bend Whitewater Park is the first whitewater park on the West Coast and one of the largest and most complex whitewater parks in the world. The Whitewater Recreation Channel features 4 separate wave features. Pneumatically controlled bladders are positioned in a series which can be remotely set to change the shape of the wave and the volume and size of the backwater to create a variety of whitewater conditions.
Talking to our park stewards who are in the park, their comments were that about 90% of the people that were there enjoyed it, used it, liked it, were happy it was there. No, you don't have to portage anymore. You can go through. Or a majority of them like the whitewater channel itself, to have the ability to go in and play in different waves and kayak.
There was one lady who came to the park and was actually using the floater channel as kind of part of her workout regime. She was walking up the island, and then she would put in at the top of the safe passage channel and float down in her stand-up paddleboard and float down to the bottom, walk back up the island, and I think I saw her do that 15 times one day.
This has never been done before, and part of it's all a big experiment. And you have to use science and engineering to do the best you can. But in the end, it's still a wild river. It's not just a wild river, it's the Deschutes River. And anybody that's familiar with the Deschutes River will tell you that it has its own unique characteristics. It does things probably that no other river will do. We learned a lot just trying to manage the water through construction. And to some degree, the water management techniques that were designed and engineered didn't work at all. We had to revert and kind of fall back and punt. And we're going to try this time, and we got it to work.
This is important. This is big. This is going to be very, very big for Bend.